Alright, Gunrunning DLC trailer has released. Let's just break down all the interesting things and just skip over all the bullshit. Alright, first up, a new looking gun. As you can see, there's a lot of customization options. There's even a holographic sight on there, some camos with all kinds of mixtures of things. Even a magazine is customized and the muzzle is as well. However, like with this gun and the other guns that you're going to see throughout the trailer, they're heavily modified, which might mean that these are all old existing weapons in GTA Online, but heavily modified with all kinds of different fancy things that are going to be released in this update. This gun to me looks like the compact rifle, so I don't want to say this is a new gun. Yes, it looks really different, but I think that's the main point of all the weapon customization that you're going to see in the Gunrunning update. The next screenshot you can see one of the new anti-air vehicles is just what I'm going to call them, but also one of the people inside of the bunker driving that little caddy over there. I do wonder if we will be able to drive that through our own bunker, because if it's going to be as big as I think it's going to be, then one of those things will be very, very useful. Up next is a closer look to the shooting range inside of your bunker. With that is what looks to me like a heavily modified assault rifle, or AK, however you want to call it, with a new scope, cool new camo, new stock. Up next we have a blueprint for the assault rifle MK12. Now, to me, this doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a new weapon. There's a bunch of different things and props hanging on the wall, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a new weapon, but it is a possibility. It could mean that the previous screenshot that we saw, which was this one in case you wondered, I'm going to do a quick side-by-side comparison, and you might see some similarities between the two weapons. So it might actually be a new version of the existing assault rifle, or it's a completely new gun. Two things that we're gonna find out on Tuesday, June 13th, which is the actual release date, in case you didn't know that yet. Up next is a closer look to some more anti-air vehicles and also the weaponized buggy. What I want to focus on is that you can clearly see there are always two different versions of these vehicles. You're going to see that later into this trailer as well. Up next is another closer look at the Weaponized Tempah, and that is the back of it. You can clearly just see the Tempah logo on there. But one thing that I kind of want to pay attention to is the thing on the back. What could that be? Is that something that's going to drop bombs, or is it maybe going to drop some flares or anything like that? Quite curious to see what it's going to do with a new GTA Online world where everything is going to be very much focusing on destroying as much vehicles as possible with as much bullets as possible. Then some anti-air and flares would definitely be welcomed, I'm sure, by the flying community, because they are probably crying their eyes out after seeing this trailer. Up next is a closer look to the Mobile Operations Center, which is just a big old-fashioned truck with a lot of fucking weapons on it and a lot of armor, and good luck trying to destroy it. I don't know if it's gonna be something that you might want to encounter in free roam. Probably not, because it's probably gonna fucking murder you. Now in this screenshot I want to take a bit of a time where I could show you a possible location of this new bunker. Now it's 99.9% sure that it's going to be one of the locations of the underground bunker. There are multiple locations shown within the trailer, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I've tried looking around Los Santos, but there are plenty of water towers around the city, so it's hard to determine whether or not there are multiple locations. I'm hoping there are, because if so, then just simply one airbase bunker is just going to be nothing but a campfest, and there's going to be a lot of tryhards sitting out there waiting for people to come out. In these screenshots you can see a fancy new mask and also a GTA Online character controlling the Mobile Operations Center while it's firing away to those pesky enemies standing outside. This is more than likely a mission related thing. Up here is another kind of a doubt thing whether or not this is a new gun or not. I mean, it looks to me like it's the regular pistol with some heavy modifications on it. Surprisingly enough, now there's also a red dot sight on that pistol. And also check out that fancy new mask. And no, we're not looking for any Modern Warfare 2 references. Ghost is dead. Leave it. Now here's where stuff gets a bit interesting, because this is like an actual anti-air gun. Now here's a look at a new vehicle that is going to come to the Gunrunning update. Now one thing I wanted you to note is that this is going to come in two different versions, one of which with a SAM and the other one with an anti-air gun. This is more than likely going to take the same route, I think, as the Insurgent, where you have like one version and another version. Or maybe you could just go to your bunker and upgrade the regular vehicle to having an anti-air gun in the back. Then here is another look at some more customization things. This is definitely their carbine rifle. You can definitely recognize that from the 2 iron sights on the gun. Another look at the holographic sight. So it looks like we're going to get some more sights on it too. Very cool for the people that actually do play on first person. Personally, I'm not really someone that does that, but it's still a nice addition to the game, and it kind of looks better than those you know, scopes that we have been using for the last few years. And I mean, that color scheme to me looks very, very sexy. Then in this screenshot, there's some more speculation to be done, because they are more than likely jumping outside of a cargo plane with those pesky little new bikes. Now this is more than likely related to a mission, and it's very unlikely that we're going to see the cargo plane being used in free roam, because that is probably going to cause a lot of lag and a lot of issues in general. However, if we're able to just, you know, use the damn thing in a mission, then I would be more than happy. Who doesn't want to jump out of a cargo plane with a bike with wings and boosts and also rockets? And then last but most certainly not least is this screenshot, which tickled my interest as well, because this is indeed a thermal sight. Now, what I'm thinking is this is either a mission related thing again, or it's actually something that's going to come to GTA Online in general. If this will be a good thing for combat, I'm not too sure. This is looking like it's a regular scope and not actually, you know, an advanced scope. So maybe you'll have just that, and it will mean that we'll be able to zoom in less. But at the same time, I don't know. But I'm thinking that it's going to be mission related, because it makes sense if it would, because in free roam. But I guess at this point it doesn't really matter anymore, does it? I mean, with this update, it's just like, okay, cool, you know, whatever. However, I do want to say that I am very surprised by this update. It's looking very cool. Yes, there's a huge emphasis on anti-air and, you know, anti-vehicle kind of warfare. Armored vehicles are definitely a thing. Customization of weapons, however, looks very, very vast, and I'm very excited to see that and actually get to work on, you know, some more customization of weapons, because that's something that we haven't really had yet. So in that regard, it's a quite unique update. In general, I'm very, very excited to get to start with the, you know, actual missions and things like that of this update. Personally, I'm a huge fan of gameplay. I don't care too extremely much about vehicles in general, especially if they're only for free roam, because I'm not someone who really plays free roam. I like to have a goal. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Thank you also very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.